Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner, my hard mode challenge. We are in the quarry. We will be finishing up the quarry today and making a start on some of the Drowned Lands content, I think, provided things go well. And what we're about to do is the final contest that we haven't attempted. There's another contest that I got silver on, but this one I haven't even tried. And I've got to take a scout fuel carrier located in the yellow circle, and I've got to deliver it to this tower on top of a little hill. And there's a bit of a rocky path to get to it. I haven't scouted it, but I think I can get through it. I think I went through it when I was scouting in the first place, when I came to a watchtower somewhere around here. So I think I've been up in that rough area. In fact, it might even be that fire watchtower is the watchtower. So the only variable really, you've only got 3 minutes 20 seconds, which is not very long, but the distance is fine. I'm pretty sure that I can get up there in that amount of time. The only variable that I'm not sure of is that I think this is the scout fuel carrier. I've put 90 litres of fuel back in it, so I'm hoping that it doesn't need to be filled up, but I've got to start the task over here and then go and get the trailer. Now, I haven't attached the trailer beforehand because I'm assuming that it would change and respawn the way that things have done when I've had this type of tow a vehicle task before. I've attached trailers before and then they've despawned and respawned. So I think I'm going to start it, run around, hook onto it. I'll be tow roping it rather than attaching it because I'm going to do this in the Tatarin, and head up to that hill. So just make sure I know exactly where I need to go, which is basically up through here and into there. And I'm sure that route will be fine, but this will be my first attempt, and it's a blind attempt. I haven't had a chance to test this. And yeah, like I say, I'm not entirely sure how the trailer mechanic works for this, so I'm just going to go for it. 3 minutes 20, and at over 5 minutes it would be a bronze. Well, we got daylight, let's just get on with it. So I'm in the Tatarin. Handbrake is off, engine is on. Contest 3 minutes 20 seconds. Let's go. So that is the trailer. I can see the magnifying glass icon telling me that's the trailer. I assume it's still empty. It's still only got the 90 litres that I had put into it, but I'm going to get back there and maybe it'll slosh around a bit enough to show me, because if it respawned full I might say screw the contest, I'm going to steal some more fuel out of it, but no, it hasn't. So that's 30 seconds to get it attached. Quick 3-point turn out the door. And I'm hoping and assuming that it doesn't have to be attached, because this scout can't attach trailers. It can only tow rope them. Let's see how fast we can get up on that hill without running into pillars. I've also got the Taymyr prepped to make another attempt at the other contest, the one that I got, the Shipwreck contest that I got silver on. I've got the Taymyr positioned with a 2-slot sideboard bed and the new tyres that I mentioned in the last episode, as suggested as better tyres. Let's see if I can improve on my time. This Tatarin is pretty much a go anywhere truck, but it's better in mud than it is over rocks, but it still should be fine. Doesn't matter that the trailer's on its side, does it? Two minutes 14 gold. 2 minutes 14 gold. Good job. Happy with that. And then the interesting question now, because you get in hard mode 3 attempts. If I were to retry that, would it spawn a trailer? And would it spawn it with just the 90 litres? Would it spawn an empty trailer? How does that work? Is it an exploit if it spawns a full trailer and I drain it before completing the task? Because I don't care about time. Interesting. I'm not going back there to check that, but yeah, I'm interested in how that would work. Tatarin now, I'm going to do this late inspection because I'm right next to it, basically. So the Tatarin will come across here while I'm in the same vehicle, down through here, into this eastern tower, which is just, there's no time on this, it's just straightforward. Only $1,200, but it's a completion thing. Check this tower while I'm here. Yeah, this is the watchtower area, I thought it was. So the first one is that way. This Tatarin's a beast. I do like this vehicle a lot. Not driven it very much lately because I haven't had much scouting work to do, but yeah, very enjoyable vehicle to drive. That was a pretty comfortable contest. More than a minute inside the timer, and the timer was only 3.5 minutes, so yeah, pleased. I'm not going to do the other attempts from a money perspective, but just as much as anything else for curiosity, like if I were to have got bronze, I want to understand what happens when you do your second attempt with the trailer. Having delivered the trailer, how does the game cope with that? Gives you so much confidence driving this Tatarin. It's literally just go anywhere. Right, so that's that one. Another one complete. Engine off. I'm not going to take the Tatarin back out of here just yet. I don't expect that. I suppose it's probably feasible in this vehicle to find my way through these trees and get down onto that road to extricate myself from the map, but that's a job for either in between episodes or for later if I decide I need the Tatarin in Drownlands. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is jump into the Taymyr and have another attempt at the Shipwreck contest. Interestingly, before I look at the map for that, service spare parts, I preloaded the 2 that I need for this contest, but it's showing here that there are 8 cargo left. So if you were in campaign mode, I assume that means that if you wanted to do unlimited attempts to farm this for money, not that you would do this one to farm for money, but if you wanted to, you don't have unlimited cargo. So this is I'm starting to notice now, and I'm going to have to pay attention to that particular stat, because that's what happened with the medium logs when I messed up 2 episodes ago. Yeah, it's starting to get to the point in the game now where you've got limited resources rather than just infinite reloads, so that's interesting. So the route. Last time I went all the way around. I think the biggest difference, I don't have a trailer this time. That's probably the biggest difference. I toyed with the idea of whether or not I should go out and around this road, whether this is just a better road to drive on. Is that kind of more direct or not? I think it's much of a muchness really. I think I'll repeat the same route as before and hope for a better outcome based on the fact that I've got no trailer. Just mark that route so I know what I'm doing. through there, down through this. Possibly down shortcut there, but I don't know that that's worth it. Down here, here, and in. Done. See if I can improve my time. I was a minute outside this. You're allowed 7 minutes for this one, and I took 8, I think. Got half a tank of fuel. That should be fine. See if I can get gold. And so I've got no trailer this time, and I've also got these MHS2 tires. As I said, take the Taker tires off and put these other ones on, which I'm told have got a better mud performance. So, contest. Yeah, it took me 8 minutes on my first attempt, and you're allocated 7 if you want to get gold. Let's go. Just get on with it. I lost a bit of time having to repack cargo because the trailer went off on a funny angle and almost tipped the cargo out completely. It didn't. I recovered it, but it took a bit of time to recover it and repack the cargo. I don't think that lost me a minute though, so I think this is mostly a case of hoping that I can go faster without a trailer. I also pondered whether to try and go over the hill that we've just done in the Tatarin, like turn left there and go over those rocky hills, but I just don't fancy trying to get over those hills. So that delicate combination of trying to maintain enough speed to get gold, but not go so fast that I tip the cargo out and tip the truck over. And we are now 100% complete for the map from a completionist perspective. The only thing missing is I didn't get gold on this contest. And it's a quick enough one that I'm just going to do it in episode rather than like I did the others as a bonus episode for Zimnegorsk, but I'm just going to do this in episode because I don't want to mess up the timeline of moving on to Drownedlands. Plus it's worth letting you guys see me try to improve my time. Come on. Hunting those gears a little bit. I probably should have put that into high or something, but I was worried about stalling it up that hill. So I think there is an option to go left here and basically go cross country and cut out the corner, but without scouting it beforehand, I don't fancy doing that at the moment. I think that might have been where the cargo nearly tipped out the trailer on the first attempt. Ooh, tree trunk. Got myself stuck on a tree trunk. Didn't need that, did I? Oh no, I'm stuck on tree trunks. That's lost me 20 seconds. Oh, bloody idiot. I thought I was taking a shortcut through some grass then, and it turned out to be full of tree stumps. Nice trap, devs. My fault, though. Obviously. And it's not so much the shortcut, it's the going through a bit of grass gives you better traction than going up through the muddy ruts. Alright, this is the killer. This is the muddy, horrible bit. But at least I don't have a trailer this time. I wish the winch would be a bit more sensible about what it tries to attach to. I just want to get on the front, not the side. That's killed it, hasn't it? It's too steep to go to that side. Yeah, way too slow. I'm going to make the last bit in 30 seconds. That last bit of mud is just a killer. It's just quicksand. I wonder if there's a route through the trees or something that bypasses this mud, and that's how people do it. I'm already silver. That's 7. I just noticed when I did the winch there that I'm already past the 7 minutes. So this is another fail. So a 20-second improvement on where I was before. But whichever way you look at it, it's another fail. Oh, that's annoying. It's that last bit of mud. And there's either another way, but I can't see it myself. But it is that stretch from here to here is just killer. So unless there was a route through some of this stuff, but there's no way that's going to be better, is it? Oh, there's more trees, but look how dense it is with trees, and it's just as boggy. Okay, luckily, so I'm low on fuel, but there's a bit in that scout fuel carrier. So I don't feel like doing that again at the moment in the Taken. So I'm certainly not doing it in this episode because, yeah, not comfortable with that one in that And maybe you've got to do something like come over this. Yeah. If I try it again, I might even go around the route that I talked about as being a safer route, but it doesn't look any shorter. And it's not the route that's the problem, it's the last bit. What we're going to do now, and I thought this would be a bit fun, really. I just thought it'd be interesting to do. There's a Verono task to pick up some radioactive fossils. And we're going to grab some of that. Now, I've moved before the episode the Azov up, and I also moved the fuel carrier trailer, which has hardly got any fuel left in it. I took whatever fuel was left in this scout fuel carrier, so that's now completely empty. I brought the fuel carrier to here. I'm not going to carry on taking it with me for the next bit. I'm going to take that Azov on its own. And this may be a bad idea, but I'm going to take it through this middle entrance just to explore. Because on the other side of this tunnel, in the Drownlands side, this middle entrance is right next to where we pick up the radioactive fossils. So, but this gateway is a railway line, not a road. And I've never driven down one of those before, so I'm going to mix it up and try that. I've got a full tank of fuel because I've just taken some fuel out of that scout carrier, put what was left in here. This may be a stupid idea. There's a gateway there for a reason, and there aren't any trains in the game that I'm aware of. So I'm going to take my trusty Azov chin vehicle down the railway line. It looks pretty blocked, but don't worry about it. I can get past those. I'll breathe in a bit. Back into the Drownlands, and honestly, I'm a little bit embarrassed. Look at how much there is to do in the Drownlands. Look at it. There's loads. There's upgrades to get. So from a task and contrast perspective, there's loads to do. The contrast is not that much left, but yeah, there's an awful lot of stuff that I just didn't do when I was here before. But I've got 2 slots of cargo available on me. I need to take 2 slots into the factory, and then I need to get another 4 slots. So I've got to drive back to this warehouse anyway, but I'll do that with a trailer. But at the minute, as I was almost driving past this gateway anyway, so I thought I'd come through and get these 2. There's a little bit of interest in come through the railway tunnel. I think if I do that, I can pick up what I need. Lights on because it's coming in dark. Oh, it's driving funny on the track because the track is pulling me one way and the other. Maybe I should have gone off there and gone through the swamp, but can I turn left here? Yeah. Good old Azov. And we'll get some tasks and contract work done. Oh, this is so I had to come through this area with the seismic module. I remember there's green eyes looking at you from every angle because they must have been testing some pretty gnarly radioactive stuff. Look at all the different sets of eyes looking at me from all different directions. Bit eerie. Looks like breeding pens, doesn't it? It looks like they've been breeding radioactive wolves or something. Right, so cargo, secure container which contains radioactive. I want them on the loading platform, obviously, but crane mode. Get 2 of these loaded up. They look like, so radioactive fossils they're called. They just look like lumps of concrete. I guess the concrete is the radioactive shielding for whatever is in there. Quite heavy, big old chunks of concrete. So interestingly enough, I nearly recorded a special episode today, and it's this one unit of this cargo that actually stopped me because I couldn't work out what to do. And the special episode was I was going to go and get myself a Tatra Phoenix, as suggested in comments next Friday. A couple of times I've mentioned it, and yeah, I want to get that truck, but I was trying to work out what's involved in it so I could plan an episode around it. And there's a prerequisite step before you can actually start the recovery of the vehicle to go and get one unit of special cargo, pick it up off the floor in the wilderness. You don't load it in a loading bay, you pick it up off the floor. So that means you need to take a vehicle that can take one slot of cargo and self-load it with a crane. And then you need to repair and refuel the Tatra, and then you need to, I think, tow it back to a place and then claim it. So you need at least 2 vehicles. So I'm thinking the ANK civilian that I left in Maine when I got the Forester recovery done, that civilian, I would have to take that somewhere that I can resupply it, because I don't think I can resupply it either in Maine or in Don. So I'd have to deploy it back into probably Alaska to resupply the vehicle add-on to be able to repair. And I can't find any mention of how many repair points are needed. So I think that add-on is probably like a bare minimum. I think it carries 800 points. It should be, but there's not much that needs more than 800 to be repaired. But I can't just take the civilian and the Tatarin again because neither of those can take cargo. So then I was looking through the stuff that's retained, and I haven't got much retained at the moment that is crane and cargo worthy. So unless maybe gear up the step that I've got, the step 310E, a bit of a baby Tager, put the Ray suspension on it, put the MHS tyres, the same ones that the Tager's now got. It can't tow a trailer with a 2-slot bed, but it can take a 2-slot bed and it can carry a cargo crane. So maybe the step plus a civilian together could go and do the rescue of the Phoenix. But I couldn't really find good information on what it is I needed to do. So that's why I didn't do that. But I was going to do that. And that's partly because I just had this slightly mad thought that Tatra Phoenix 2-slot would be good for the contest that I just got silver on. That's an 8-wheel drive, 2 slots cargo, auto load it in a supply depot with the service parts, and then get it to do that 7-minute time trial and see how it copes. But it's a bit of an extravagant thing to do, isn't it? Just to go and get a Tatra Phoenix and deploy it here just for one contest. You're not going to make your money back on that because the contest doesn't pay enough to even cover half of the recovery costs. It's just a thing to do for fun, and fun is a valid reason. But if I'm trying to play this game as if I was an owner-operator, it wouldn't make sense to do that. But it would be fun. So yeah, I do intend to do that. I think I don't necessarily think I will do it for that contest, but certainly before I get to the next map, next region, I think I'll add the Tatra Phoenix to the fleet. Not been in here for a while. Not been in here for nearly 20 episodes. Right, engine off, cargo 2. So that's the first 2, and then it's get 4 out of there. So let's have a quick look at what trailers I've got. Next to nothing. So a scout fuel carrier with a small amount of fuel in it. A semi-trailer up there, so that's a 5-slot trailer, but I would have to put the low saddle on for it. Lost in the rocks, what's that then? I haven't tagged that. Let's go and tag that. Let's do that. find out what it is, because it's probably one of those where you have to pick up one slot of cargo, job done. And this is the right truck for it. There's so much on this map that I didn't even really finish scouting it. I just got my seismic module and cracked on with moving on to the other maps. That's a bit of a gnarly entrance. They want to get me to put some concrete slabs down for them. So this is the place that you can only pick up. I'll just have a look, but you can only pick up 3 long logs, so that's one batch, and 4 medium logs, which is one batch plus 1 loose log. Why did I drive straight down into the mud? There's nowhere anywhere near me that I can winch to. Really, nothing. Fell for that trap, didn't I? How do you get an ASO 73-210 stuck? It won't go backwards or forwards. So confident this vehicle can go anywhere, I just didn't even... Oh, here we go, got a winch. That'll save it. Got a winch on something, that'll save it. That was obviously a dumbass route to take through that, but managed to get something winched. Right, you didn't see that, nothing happened there. Right, let's see what this task is. Lost in the rocks. I predict it's one of the... Oh, okay, lost in the rocks. Accept it. So this, the reward is a TUS 166. Oh, okay, why didn't I connect the dots? That's the same name as that task. I'll deliver it to the repair station, which is up there, which is convenient because there's fuel there. And I also haven't found the thing to tag this off the cliff, which I think is a rescue of same type of vehicle, or maybe it's for one of the Don 71s, and it's a truck that I don't get to keep. But maybe I'll go and have a look at doing both of those. Yeah. Just following my nose, really. I haven't planned out the sequence that I will do Drownlands because it's so long since I've been here. I haven't spent time getting familiar with the tasks to come up with any kind of an optimized sequence. The radioactive thing, I haven't got a trailer here at the moment, but I do have a 2-slot trailer in the quarry next to the Taymyr. So the Taymyr, when it comes through to this map, will bring that 2-slot trailer with it. Nice bridge. Not. What could possibly go wrong? So this is a fairly small scout, if I'm right. I did intentionally do that. I didn't think it would get stuck. I'm stuck on some rocks, basically. Rocks that are acting like wheel chocks. can sometimes jiggle yourself loose with a crane. Right, that also didn't happen. Nobody saw a thing. Okay, so crane mode. That's what I thought I would do, which I thought would be quite easy. If I got down in the hole with the thing, is pick it up. I thought I was going to need the big crane then on the pay star to get the Azov loose. Pick it up and chuck it in the back. Tiny little truck, isn't it? Saw the crane, pack the truck, done. That was a lot. I made that more difficult than it needed to be, didn't I? That was ridiculous. How do you get an Azov stuck in a hole like that? Twice in one episode. Now, am I barking up the wrong tree? I think this next one might be a Tatarin rescue job, considering where it is. Gotta have a look, go. So I can't see a box to accept the task. Where is it relative to me? Should be directly off my right side. And it, oh, there it is. I can see it now. Just about. See the yellow box there. Yeah, I'm not going down there in the Azov. Not the way I'm driving today. So turn this around. Get this one delivered. Do I want to turn it around? Was that the best route? No, I can take this route. Yeah. That's good. That's a good enough route for me. Up into here, and I'm gonna bring a Tatarin in to get whatever that thing is off the cliff. That's a rescue that's got Tatarin written all over it. And yeah, this little Tuz 166 is gonna be mine when it's. I don't know if it's a truck that I would bother using. I might even end up just selling it. I know I've got better scouts. So it's whether it's the novelty value, is anything special about it, but I doubt it. Before the next episode, I'll bring the remaining vehicles through and get them ready. I guess I drive over this. There we go. And it is now mine. Now, what I want to check is this fuel carrier trailer, which needs a low saddle, but it needs to be delivered right there. So I moved it down in like episode 1 of this season. But how much fuel has it got left in it? Yeah, over 2,000. So I'm going to fill up the Azov. I might as well fill up the Tuz. It's completely broken though, so I can't drive it anywhere. Oh, it's got a leaking fuel tank. Take the fuel back out of it quick. Yeah, wasted about 6 litres of fuel there because it's damaged enough that it needs a full repair. I don't want to go up to the North Depot yet though. Okay, I'm going to jump into the Crocodile, and then now I'm in the Crocodile, I'm going to go back into Quarry. I'm going to grab the fuel trailer that I left in there, bring it through and drop it off in this same logging camp so that I can transfer the fuel out of that semi-trailer, and then I'll be free whenever I'm here with something that's got a low saddle on it. I'll be free to deliver. So I'm just going to cut to save a bit of time on the episode. So I'll see you guys back in the logging station momentarily. Right, so here we are with the Croc in Drownlands, and this is my fuel carrier, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that I brought out of the Rift. I just realised, so I'm going to jump into the Azov so that I can unpack this and then jump back into Croc. So the Croc can repair the Tuz's gas tank, and then now I can maneuver some fuel around. The Tuz has got to go back to the garage and get a repair or be stowed. So there's just a small amount of fuel I put in there just so that it's got some without leaking. I'm not going to repair anything else because I might be selling it. So refuel. Fuel carrier semi-trailer. I need to leave it with 370 litres. So that's 10 litres too much, basically. And then refuel the Azov out of my fuel carrier now. Azov is now full. And then repack that, because I think I'll just end up taking this truck back to the garage in the back rather than trying to drive it or recover it. Now, next question is, can I bodily drag, because it is not far, can the Azov drag that fuel carrier close enough to get it to count as delivered? Because I suspect, looking at the scaffolding here, that that's going to restore some buildings here that might be useful to me. And at the moment I haven't got a vehicle with a low saddle on, and I don't really want to. I'd like to get this done now if I can. So let's see if it's possible to drag it. It's not pretty to drag it, but let's see if it's possible to drag it. It's certainly dragging it, I know that much. There we go. That's one of the main contracts. So, fuel station is available. Well, I don't want a fuel station, but thanks. I bet this is another $6 a litre job. It's funny, I do still chuckle about this. Is basically I've just robbed them. $6 per litre. I'm not paying that. Basically, I've just robbed them, but they seem happy. And then I've now got my fuel carrier here. Plus I've got my repair vehicle. Engine off. A couple of things I can try and achieve now in the amount of time I've got. Attach a trailer. Make sure I'm full. Having gone through all of that. Crock is full. Yeah, full. Let's go. So what I'm going to do, rather than keeping you in suspense, is I am going to drive across here, through here, down and repair this aquatic. Which needs fuel and repair points, and I've got enough repair points to do that, and enough fuel. And then that'll tell me where that's got to be delivered to, and that might round out the episode quite nicely. Yeah, so a little bit random, the order I'm doing things, but that's the nature of me working it out as I go along, and not having studied the map and tasks in any detail to come up with any kind of an optimized order. Just get on with it, really. I did look at the tyres. I mentioned earlier that I would look at whether or not these Taymyr tyres, whether there's a better mud tyre option for this truck as well, having put the MHS2s on the Taymyr itself. And apart from these, these are the only mud tyres available for the Crocodile. But the other option, which I do quite like as an option, is the UOD2s, which is what I used all the way through Michigan on the Fleet Star and White Western Star. So yeah, I could put UOD2s on this, which would be a twin tyre rear axle, which gives quite good stability and not bad in mud. So I might try that for this truck. Or I might just leave it as it is. So Don 71, 312 points needed. I've got 387 on me. That's convenient. And then I may as well mix up what's left of the crop, because I know there is a resupply zone on this map. And then refuel. And then hopefully I'll find out where I've got to deliver the thing. Take the fuel out of the roof rack into the Don. Oh right, so I don't have to tow it anywhere. I could have fixed it in the swamp if I had the repair points then, and you just have to repair it and refuel it, and they would have driven it out the swamp themselves, I guess. Okay, Don 71 done. It runs. He's impressed. Cool. In that case, because I expected to tow that somewhere, what's next? Saving country bread. Let's do a loaf recovery, because it's just up the road from where we are. Although I haven't got repair points now, so if that needs repairs, I can't. But if it just needs towing, then this truck is perfectly capable of towing a loaf. I suppose I should use my loaf to recover this loaf, shouldn't I? No. My loaf's in the garage, neglected. Feeling unloved. Saving country bread. So my task doesn't say to repair it, it just says to drag it back to the garage. It's another one that it would be a lot easier if I just got the Azov to crane it into the back, wouldn't it? This is going to end up, if I do this as well, actually getting quite a lot done in this episode. I'll do some vehicle logistics in between. Move the Tatarin, the logging pair of Dan and Aramatsu, and the Taiga. So what are the vehicles that can have a crane and a one-slot cargo? So this vehicle has a one-slot cargo bed. There must be a vehicle that can take a one-slot cargo plus a crane. Not that it matters. I'm thinking here for Tatra Phoenix Recovery. Something that's small and nimble and can get around well, but could self-load the one slot of cargo that's needed. Because I'm not taking any of the trucks off this map, unless it's maybe like the step that's never been repaired and geared up. Just out of interest, how much fuel has this trailer got left in it? Right, okay. So I got to get another 300 out of that, get it down to 200, and then I can deliver this trailer as well. I don't think I'm going to be leaving this map with massive amounts of fuel. I doubt if I will fill up the 2800 litre add-on for the Paystar 5600 TS. So I brought it here as a fuel bunker and I've used the fuel in it. And I kind of expected that I would be able to fill it up based on the fact that there seemed to be a lot of fuel on the Quarry and in the Rift. Oh, come on, Loaf, you can do it. Don't be awkward to me. Not the trailer, you fool. Just pull the loaf uphill enough to get past these. Concrete blocks. I'll try and get past these concrete blocks. There we go. There we go. I knew we could do it. Maybe one of the scouts that can take a crane and then a one slot scout trailer would be one way to do it. Behave yourself, Loaf. I want to record that Tatra. My brain is not focused on this episode because I kind of wish I'd just gone for it, even if it ended up being 2 episodes of messing around. But I want to get that Tatra Phoenix just because it'd be a fun thing to go and do. Right. Done. Engine off. What's this one that I'm in? Thank you. I may now wipe the tears from my eyes, just as a man sweeps crumbs from his table. They don't call me Vladimir Gluten for nothing. Vladimir Gluten. Yeah, I'm staying away from that in the current geopolitical environment. Not going to make any comment on that one whatsoever. So this task. Lost bricks. So I know this one. Oh, I haven't tagged this one. So accept it. Start tracking. Where are the lost bricks? And how many? Oh, there's 1 pallet of lost bricks. There's also a lost trailer. 1 pallet of lost bricks down in here somewhere. That's got to be them there, isn't it? So Azov with its crane. To do that one. To do fallen bricks is this one. It's another 1 pallet job. And then brown bricks is all the way up north. So 3 simple 1 slot brick recovery tasks that require a crane. Yeah, okay, so I had a little bit of a think about it. Looking at the time, that's enough for this episode. I'm gonna do some logistics to get ready for the next episode, and maybe not be quite so random, but maybe be just as random. So I'm gonna wrap the episode here. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you especially for making it to the end, and I hope to see you in the next episode. But in the meantime, thank you very much and goodbye.